Every year, US farmers harvest over 350,000 tons of cherries. Yet less than 10% of Americans know the back-breaking, high-stakes process behind each box they casually grab at the supermarket. Imagine this. A single cherry orchard requires thousands of hours of manual labor before even one fruit hits your basket. And here's the brutal truth. If farmers miss the harvest window by even 48 hours, millions of dollars worth of cherries can rot on the trees. Cherry farming is not instant gratification, it's a slow gamble with nature. Unlike corn or lettuce, which sprout quickly, cherry trees demand years of planning and patience. Farmers first choose between sweet cherries, like Bing and Rainier, destined for fresh eating, tart cherries, like Montmorency, prized for juices, pies, and preserves. Orchards are laid out in mathematical precision. Trees are planted in neat rows with exact spacing to allow airflow, sunlight, and machinery access. The soil. It must be perfectly balanced, well-drained, slightly sandy, and never soggy, because cherry roots are so delicate that one waterlogged week can kill an entire young orchard. Instead of relying on random seeds, farmers use grafting, attaching a premium fruiting branch onto a hardy rootstock. This guarantees that trees not only survive diseases and pests, but also grow in uniform shapes and sizes critical for large-scale harvesting. Imagine waiting 5 whole years before you even see your first full cherry harvest. Could you survive farming with that kind of patience? When spring arrives, cherry orchards transform into seas of pink and white blossoms, a breathtaking sight that hides a terrifying fragility. Cherries depend on bees for pollination. Without them, up to 80% of blossoms fail. That's why farmers rent hives, trucking in bees by the thousands to buzz through rows of flowers, transferring pollen from tree to tree. But nature is ruthless. A sudden frost in April? Flowers are destroyed? Heavy rain? Blossoms knocked to the ground? Cold, windy weather? Bees won't fly, and pollination collapses. A single badly timed storm can wipe out an orchard's entire year of work in one night. By early summer, orchards explode with glossy clusters of red fruit. But cherries come with a deadly catch. They don't ripen after picking. Unlike bananas or apples, there's no second chance. Farmers must harvest them at the exact moment of perfection. Too early, and they taste sour. Too late, and they turn soft and unsellable. To race against this razor-thin window, workers often harvest day and night, filling bins with cherries that must be rushed to cold storage within hours. This is where muscle meets precision. Cherries bruise at the lightest squeeze, so harvesting has to be surgical. Hand-picking. For premium sweet cherries, workers climb ladders and carefully pluck clusters, snapping stems clean to avoid damage. A single worker may pick hundreds of pounds per day, yet the fruit must remain flawless. Mechanical shakers. For tart cherries, giant machines clamp onto tree trunks, vibrating them until cherries rain down into waiting catch frames. In just 10 seconds, a single tree can surrender over 50 pounds of fruit. Picture this, an entire year of work, and in less than 2 weeks, millions of cherries are stripped from orchards. What would you do if your entire harvest could vanish overnight? Time is the enemy. Once cherries leave the tree, they begin to deteriorate within minutes. Farmers follow the strict 30-minute rule. Cherries must be cooled to near freezing within half an hour of picking. Hydrocoolers dump fruit into icy water baths, dropping orchard heat from 80 degrees Fahrenheit to 32 degrees Fahrenheit almost instantly. Refrigerated trucks then speed the cherries toward markets or processing plants. Without this cold chain, cherries would arrive soft, spoiled, and worthless. In wholesale markets and farmers' stalls, cherries undergo the first layer of selection. Size. Larger cherries command premium prices. Color. Deep crimson cherries are most valued. Stem freshness. Bright green stems signal just picked fruit. Here, decisions are made. The best cherries head to fresh produce shelves, while the rest are funneled into processing plants for transformation into juice, jam, or frozen goods. At the factory gate, the fruit faces ruthless scrutiny. Washing. High-pressure jets blast away dirt and pesticide residue. De-stemming and pitting. Precision machines slice out pits at lightning speed, sometimes handling tens of thousands per hour without crushing delicate flesh. Sorting. Optical scanners and human inspectors weed out defects, ensuring only perfect cherries continue forward. The rejects aren't wasted. They're funneled into lower-grade products like syrups, juice, or dried fruit. Here's where tart cherries shine. Over 70% of them never make it to shelves as fresh fruit. Instead, they become cherry juice concentrates, pasteurized and bottled for athletes and health markets. Frozen cherries, flash-chilled for curries and exporters. Canned cherries, sealed in syrup for pies and pastries. Dried cherries, chewy snacks with year-long shelf life. Each product keeps the cherry industry alive even when fresh market prices fluctuate. The next time you sip cherry juice, ask yourself, would it taste as sweet if you knew the brutal labor and risk it takes to make a single glass? Beyond taste, cherries pack a nutritional punch. Loaded with antioxidants that fight aging and disease. Rich in melatonin, promoting restful sleep. Famous for reducing inflammation and aiding muscle recovery. Culinarily, they're just as versatile. Snacked fresh, baked into pies, churned into ice cream, fermented into wine, or sprinkled into salads. In the right chef's hands, cherries become luxury. Once sorted and processed, cherries enter the final stage, packed into ventilated crates or soft pouches, some sealed under nitrogen-flushed conditions to extend life. Stored at 32 to 34 degrees Fahrenheit during transit to keep them crisp. From there, they're shipped nationwide and exported worldwide, fueling a fruit trade worth billions of dollars annually. In countries like China, American cherries are seen as a luxury, with a single gift box fetching over $100 during Lunar New Year. From delicate blossoms to mechanical harvesters, from freezing tanks to luxury gift boxes, every cherry you eat is the product of science, sweat, and a battle with time itself. So next time you bite into a cherry, remember, it isn't just fruit. It's the story of an entire industry racing against storms, frost, and decay to deliver perfection in a bite-sized jewel.